Good morning. Welcome to another episode of No Bolts. I really can't wait for this thing to be moving under its own power and not have to push this thing in and out of the garage anymore. Hopefully soon. Maybe not today. Possibly tomorrow. Hopefully the next day. That's my prediction. We got the drive shaft. We have the exhaust stuff. I think we have everything we need to get this thing to go and to finally drive. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I haven't even started this thing and I haven't quite finished the wiring. It's very, very close. So that's probably going to be the first thing I work on today. Finish up the alternator wiring, and then we'll do some last minute stuff. We'll get this thing started. All right, let's do it. All right, so here's our alternator wiring harness here, and it's got some power plugs, got some mysterious wires. Actually, that one, the one on the bottom there is the one we got to keep, but these two other ones I think are not needed. So that means I'll have to strip down this wiring harness and we'll relume it and get it all set up for the swap. All right, I got this thing all unraveled. Let's see what's underneath this loom. All right, looks like we got the main alternator wire here. We got a fusible link, which is good because I don't have to run a mega fuse, as they call it. This is basically, it's a fuse that is also a wire, from what I understand. So that's good. That'll keep from toasting my electronics. And this is the alternator wiring plug. This is the only thing that we need out of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this off of this guy. This must be some sort of other loom that goes to who knows what, something else. Could be anything, I guess. Let's just clip as much wire as we can. I'll leave a little bit on this plug, you never know. There we go. Cool. So these will be joining up back up somewhere. And I suppose this will travel down the line with this guy too, because these are probably going to go somewhere in the fuse block. Let's get this kind of like mocked up on the car and we'll figure out where these wires go. All right, so I guess this thing is going to go something like this right there. That's going to attach to this side, and the other side is going to attach, gosh, it's going to attach about 4 inches over right here to this side here, I think. Yes. Yep, right there. I wonder if I can shorten this thing. Yeah, I don't see why not. I'll probably shorten this to like, you know, 1/4 of the length, and actually that'll give me a good piece of wire for some future project. So let me cut this. I'll probably route it something like that, you know, tuck it out of the way like that. There we go. All right, I'll cut this guy right about there. There we go. All right, so next up is the alternator, I guess the control little pigtail thing here. This guy, which plugs right there. And from what I understand, from what I read online, verified by a couple of random forums, is that one wire, which would be the yellow wire, the thicker one, goes to battery power. And then the green and red wire, the smaller one, goes to ignition signal to turn the alternator on. And that should be it. That's pretty much all there is to wiring this alternator. Pretty simple. I like it. I like simple. All right, went ahead and put a little extra wire sleeve stuff on there because it looks fancy and gives it a little bit of extra protection as well. Definitely overkill, but you can never be too careful with a giant cable connected directly to the battery. All right, let's get this thing mounted up there. All right, I think I'm gonna switch gears here and work on my exhaust system. Before I start this thing up for the first time, I am gonna need O2 sensors. So I gotta put something on here for exhaust. I mean, I guess I could probably just put my header collectors, get my O2s wired up, but I got this thing up on blocks. I might as well knock it out now. It's gonna be a lot of cutting, a lot of grinding, a lot of welding. So showered in sparks underneath the car. Yeah, let's get started. All right, so here's what we got. I'm going 2.5-inch dual exhaust, and we got a full mandrel bent, or I guess pretty close to mandrel bent. There's a little bit of a press in there, but just kind of like universal kit here. I've got an extra little U pipe, whatever, 90 degrees. So I had that left over from an old project, so that might come in handy. Got a couple of collectors with no O2 bungs in them, so I'm gonna have to weld in a couple of those guys. Got some clamps, got some, whatever you call these things, the exhaust hangers, and going with Flowmaster Delta 50 series mufflers. So yeah, I've actually never built my own full exhaust. I have adjusted a few exhausts, so I have a little bit of an idea what I'm getting into, but I know this isn't the easiest thing to do, so let's get started. All right, so first thing I want to do is kind of eyeball where I want this O2 sensor to end up, and it looks good, actually. All right, I got a bolt hanging this guy on there, and I know one thing you want to do is keep the O2 sensor up in the top half, somewhere around here. You don't want it to be anywhere down below. The reason is that if it's down here, it can collect moisture and make the O2 sensor not work anymore. It's too bad that it's not in this header up here. That's a bummer. But I don't want to remove these guys, and I just don't think it's going to be possible to weld up in that angle. So I wonder if I can sneak it right here. Looks like it'll be okay. This is going to have to be pretty precise. All right, I'm kind of liking that position. That's pretty well tucked up there, and this will be threaded down all the way into there, of course, so we'll have a little more room up top, but that looks pretty good. We're gonna mark that right there. All right, got this guy carved out. Should be pretty easy to lay a bead around this guy. One down, one to go. Blends in. My garage floor is so dark. That'll do.
So what happened here?
Well, unfortunately, I think I got a little too spicy with that weld there and went all the way through and welded into my threads. But hopefully I'll get it back in shape here with this, whatever, this thread cutter. There we go. It's like it never happened. Okay. All right, step one, bolt this there. We'll start with the, we'll start from the, in fact, I think that's the only way you can do it. I don't think you can start from the back and go up. All right, throw some bolts on this guy. Perfect, perfect, sweet. All right, so we're good there. All right, actually, you know, before I put this stuff in here, I gotta, or I should say, before I start to build the exhaust, I should install the drive shaft, because this is gonna be something I'll have to build the exhaust around. And I learned this the hard way, that you don't wanna just build it around the drive shaft. You wanna make sure to build it around when the car's at full droop. So I'll have to lift this rear up and let the axle sag down and make sure that I'm not hitting it at the lowest point of the drive shaft movement. And speaking of drive shaft, here is the drive shaft. I actually don't think I talked about this yet. I got this guy shortened. This is the Ford Explorer stock drive shaft. So that's the stock differential side and the stock transmission yoke or whatever. And I just brought it down to the drive shaft shop, and I think they took about 2 inches off of this guy, balanced it, and $170 later, out the door, I was good to go.
Barry on a pole.
Hopefully the length is right too. We're learning a lot of things right now, how the length is. Oh, it looked pretty good up there.
Yeah.
Good. I'm not worried about up there though. I'm worried about right here. I'm just gonna call it and say we're gonna have to do a little massaging of this transmission tunnel. Won't be my first time though. I'm a professional transmission masseuse. Oh, it's in gear.
What do you need? Neutral?
Yeah, but
Yep. Yep.
and also this is weird. It sounds like 4.
It's pretty clear actually. How far are you?
It's not bad, but there is going to be some upward movement.
Right.
About, in fact, I can see the bump stop up here. It'll be about this much upward movement.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's a way to like cycle this suspension. It's already on its weight. Maybe we can like bounce in the trunk and see.
See if it compresses enough.
That's 3 hours from now, Barry's problem though. So we'll just, I gotta get this thing bolted here. Come on.
You got a bolt in? You got a bolt up here.
Oh.
There we go.
I wonder how much longer I would have fought that. Cool. Let's start doing the exhaust.
Right.
We'll deal with that later. That's not going to really affect the exhaust at this point. Here, we're done. just
dump down.
do it right there.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll just throw out some old side pipes. Okay. So I guess, I don't know, this looks like a good start right there. What do you think? I guess I want this tucked up as much as possible. Yeah, I don't want to fall below this line here.
Okay.
So I think that right there is about good.
You can actually go lower.
Really?
Yeah. Tilt more.
If possible, I'd like to Can I get it under this or over this?
Yeah, it's still pointing up from this line right here.
Okay. So one thing about drive shaft flex is kind of obvious, but there's hardly any movement here because this is stationary, but the back, it moves more and more as the further back you go. So we can actually tuck right up to here, but by the time we get back here, we'll have to like actually have a lot of clearance. Otherwise, this thing's gonna start to hit. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try and tuck this guy up like here and probably just follow the line, just the bottom of this guy all the way down. And then we'll get our mufflers in there. The more I squeeze, the less round it gets.
Yeah, that's the spot you want to have right there.
I don't know if I'm just gonna make it worse. I don't know if this is. I feel like they would have used that as a selling point. No. Oh.
Better?
Close for sure. Oh.
There we go. Yeah.
Hey.
You just got to worry about spinning it now.
It's just that it's. Oh,
There we go.
There we go.
It's moving.
Sure. All right.
Perfect, actually.
Might be there. Okay, I got an idea.
Syncs clutch.
So we're gonna do something like that. Okay. In fact, I'm just gonna connect these two.
Yeah.
Oh no, I guess not. Never mind.
Yeah, that's more clear now.
I don't really know. So this is where a bandsaw will come in handy, but I just don't have anything of the type. How do you feel about holding it like this while I cut like this?
Yeah, I don't care.
This is a trick from one of my little brother's videos. Okay.
Don't take my arm off.
I'll try. Try not to. If I were to take off a limb, which one would you want me to go?
Probably right one.
Okay. I don't like this. Okay. We're on. Come on.
Come on!
There we go. Yeah. Oh, dude, perfect. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
One down, 1,000 cuts to go. Oh my god.
Dude.
All right, moment of truth. If we get this right, I feel like we can do the exhaust. And if it's not close, I feel like we need to rethink our lives. I don't even want to, I don't want to put it up there.
Yeah, you got it, dude. I feel confident with it.
Okay, it's close.
Dude, you remember you could bend or turn the pipe upwards a little bit? Yeah.
Oh, now I don't have leverage.
This one. Go with that one. There we go. Alright, try now.
Closer. We just need to eliminate like an inch of tube.
Go at it.
Oh, it's stuck or something. Damn, once it goes though. It's wild.
I know.
Oh, gnarly. But
Looks
that's
good.
very close, yeah. Oh, in fact, yeah, just a little bump up there. I mean, none of it has to be clamped, but it's
easier.
there's going to be a day where I remove this and I'm going to curse my... Oh, it's on my sleeve. Oh. All right, we got the first tack in, and it got in there pretty straight. I would say that's straight enough. So I'm going to mock up the next one. I think I'm going to do this. We also got the muffler kind of hanging out there. There we go. In place. This is definitely the easy side because of the offset axle. So probably tack weld this at some point. I should probably tack weld this at some point too. But for now, I think I want to do the same thing that we did on the other one. So we're looking at a pipe something like that, and we'll be good. This is coming out good though. I'm proud. All right, well, mistakes were made, but we got a solution. Kind of didn't get this quite right, but got a little wedge shape there, and got another one for this side as well. They're pie cuts, like all of the fancy exhaust makers are doing nowadays. All right, I guess we're gonna final weld these guys in there so that we can start thinking about tacking in the mufflers, and then we're gonna clamp the rest from the mufflers back over the exhaust. So we'll get these guys final welded so nothing shifts, and then we'll be good to build the back half.
It's actually pretty clean, dude.
I'm sure there's no holes. All right, this is looking super good. I got the mufflers kind of hanging in place, but ready to be tacked in there. Got these pipes sitting pretty good. I'm happy. So I think I'm gonna throw some tacks on these two guys, and I'm gonna fully weld it here, and I'm gonna clamp it on the other side of the muffler. All right, before I take this down, I think actually now's a good time to put on an exhaust hanger, and I'm thinking right there is good. That looks pretty good to me. And this actually came off the 6-cylinder exhaust because I'm cheap, and I saved $3 by keeping this guy. And the other ones are nice and new, so Yeah. I guess they don't match. Oh well.
It's not called a hoarder if you're reusing it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got both of the mufflers fully welded. I've got the exhaust hangers on there, looking real good. Got to zoom in on my my favorite weld. Don't worry about this top part, just look at that beauty right there. So that should bring the exhaust to right before the axle right here. So now for the fun part, which is to do an up over the axle and then back down and swoop through right here and come in through and then tailpipe right out the back.